live now. We are live.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Where are we talking to? Who's morning? No, it'd be America, wouldn't it?
The West
USA.
Coast. West Coast of the, and also
Hang on. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock on the West Coast.
And East and Australia as well.
Yeah, it'll be what, 7 o'clock at night there?
Australia?
No, hang on. It will be in the morning. No,
It's
I'm doing it from my point of view. Sorry, I'm doing it from the UK's point of view. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome
of course
to.
You are. UK is the centre of the earth, right?
Yeah. Well, London is, yeah. Well, we control the time. Anyway, welcome to HealthierLife.tv, and let me give my little spiel first, if I can find it. Oh no, wrong one. I've got a screen up here. Yeah, so HealthierLife.tv wants to inspire people of all ages to live a life of complete health through education and information. We cover all aspects of health, wellness, sports and fitness. On a Wednesday, we cover the sports side and fitness. And but today, we've got a heading or a headline that I put on here, if I can find it, and that is Fight Fat and Win. Destroy obesity. So forget the fight fat and win. That's just a headline. I couldn't find another one. Anyway, but it's about obesity. It's about destroying obesity or finding out a little bit more about that subject. So what I'm going to do, let's give you the opening gambit on obesity. Warren.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you mean? So
anything. Say anything.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
What does it mean to you?
What's that?
What does it mean to me?
You? It actually, it's quite close to my heart because although I didn't know the term when I was younger, it was something that I was afraid of becoming. Yeah, I didn't know the term obesity when I was a kid because we never used the term obesity when I was younger. But as a fat kid, it was something that was of a concern to me. I didn't want to become fatter. So I destroyed the fat, literally.
How did you do that?
I starved myself.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So.
It wasn't exactly the healthy route to take, but I didn't know what else to do. You know, I was a relatively active kid, but I was just always fat and overweight, and I was sick and tired of it. So, and I'm just grateful that it happened to me at a young age. You know, when I got to that point where it was no more.
Yeah.
No mas. And and then since, as you know, Paul, since 1999, I've been dealing with people that, do struggle with obesity. Not exclusively obesity, but I have been dealing with people since 1999 that struggle with obesity in some shape, form, or way. So it is pretty close to my heart.
Yeah. I must admit, just a bit of a disclaimer here for everyone, or for me, really, in a way, is that we will laugh and joke a lot, okay? But it doesn't mean we're taking, we're not treating people that have got a weight problem lightly, okay? Because it is a very serious subject. However, we will be laughing and joking, okay? So
that's part of life.
Please don't take it the wrong way, okay? So obesity, it's a medical condition.
Yep.
Okay. How dangerous is it?
How dangerous is it not? Let's put it that way. Let's ask that question rather. How dangerous is it not? How dangerous is it? How dangerous is it to you and your family and your everything to not do something about it?
Absolutely. Yeah. So look, there's in the UK, I don't know if they do body mass index.
BMIs. Yeah.
Does everyone do it? I mean, I've only looked at the UK. Well, I actually did it earlier. They've got a calculator online in the UK. I think it was the UK anyway. So I put my weight in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know my weight, so I had to make it up. And I know my height. Put that in. And they ask your age, male, and all that, that type of thing. How active you are. And I meant very active. and I came back as overweight.
Yeah.
Came
Look,
back. It's
the
ridiculous.
BMI, I'm the same, Paul. If I do a BMI test, it comes back as bordering overweight or overweight. Because a BMI is not it's an outdated factor. It's
It
an
is,
outdated
and that's
measurement.
exactly what I was going to say. It seems unrealistic, and
Yeah.
so I think the best factor for checking whether you're overweight is you, the person, anyone, an individual, because we all know if we're overweight. The only ones that would have a slight difference with that is but people that have got a problem when they look in the mirror. I know people who look in the mirror and see themselves as fat, and they're actually not at all.
Well, it's also you have the reverse effect as well, where people look in the mirror and they don't see themselves as fat, and they are.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
and often with people with not all exclusively, but often with people with morbid obesity, this is what happens. They're in such strong denial, mentally, psychologically, that when they look at themselves in the mirror, they see a different picture. Because, as we know, the mind can create miracles, right? So if you believe in something strong enough, that's what you see. And yeah.
Oh, I've got to say this. When I was obviously, I do research and that, and there was a fantastic comment. All right, this is someone who is obese who said it about themselves. I'm not obese. I'm gravitationally significant.
Gravitationally
I
significant.
think that's one of the best quotes I've heard.
And I like that.
Now, that must be the pinnacle of positive thinking.
It's not like it's actually better than the one from South Park. What's his name? Cartman's comment from South Park. I'm not fat. I'm heavily boned.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
And I think Garfield says the same similar thing as well.
But okay, back to being serious, right? Okay, obesity is preventable. Okay.
Yes.
Now, that's what I read, but we are the judges. Okay, so I'd like to hear from other people whether they think that obesity generally. I know there's going to be some few things in there that are maybe not preventable. I don't know because I'm not a medical person. So, but generally speaking, I would say obesity is preventable. Would you say that?
100%. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's whether you have a genetic disposition or whether it's just purely through lifestyle habit. Yeah, it is preventable. Even if genetically you have, the genes that predispose you to becoming obese, which is like what I do. I mean, genetically speaking, I have the genes that predispose me to being fat and potentially obese if I don't watch it. But I don't allow it to happen.
But I've seen you doing your warm ups and your exercises and that, and you're actually visually complete opposite.
Complete opposite. Yeah. Thank you.
Opposite. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
I was quite
just
impressed
purely
actually.
because I chose never to allow it to happen.
Yeah, but that's right. And there is the classic argument. Now, why do you think it is that people either become obese or stay obese? What do you think it is? Do you think it's a mental thing?
Yeah, it very often is, Paul. And in my professional opinion, it's again, I mean, I can use my own story, my own experience or story as an example, but people very often become obese and just even overweight because of a mental. They lack confidence, they lack knowledge and confidence, then they lack self-belief, knowledge and confidence.
Yeah.
It can be a huge composition of different factors, but it all stems from here, really. It all stems from
Yeah.
here.
Because people say, well, yes, it's because of the Doritos they eat and things like that. You know what I'm
You can
getting
make
at.
excuses until the cows come home.
That's right. I mean, at the end of the day, it is stuff you're putting down your neck. I get that, but it's the reasons why you're putting the stuff down your neck. Whether it's comfort eating, whether it's binging, whether it's however you want to look at it. But it can cause loads of different things. Okay, and if you're eating empty calories, lots of fatty things, trans fats and things like that. Now, we've spoken about this before. I mean, I love a cooked breakfast. Love it. The British cooked breakfast, I love it.
Oh, yeah.
However, I have it rarely.
Yes.
And that's the difference. Yes, do I cheat? Yeah, of course I do. Everyone does. Up to a point.
What do you think the difference between, what do you think makes that the difference for you? Or what do you think is the difference that makes that causes you to only have it rarely, as opposed to other people that maybe have it 3 days a week?
Well, I think probably one of the biggest factors is I'm into proper cuts of meat, the finest cuts of meat if I can get them.
Okay.
Or afford them, because they aren't. Again, this is something else I'll get on maybe a little bit later about being poor.
Yeah. Or not necessarily
poor, but it is okay. What I'm saying is it does have an effect. It does have an effect. Maybe you can't buy the best cuts of meat and things like that. So you are eating a lot more fat. But anyway, yeah, I've totally lost what I was thinking about. What did you ask me?
My question to you was, what do you think sets you apart?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've always had an athlete's mind anyway. So right from an early age, and I'm thinking if I get fat or I'm overweight, I won't be able to do my sport.
Okay.
I might want to run.
As an athlete,
yeah.
What do you think is one of the mental factors that creates a strong athlete or a successful athlete? What do you think are one of the mental factors that determines that?
Go back to the last call we did on Wednesday, and that's and it's your outcome at the end of the day. What outcome do you want? What's your desire? Are you strong enough to say no?
Yes.
It's the same when you're young and you're smoking and things like that. Some people don't say no and they're hooked.
Yeah.
I said no when I was young. No at a very early age because I thought it's not going to help me be an athlete or play football.
Yes.
So I said no, I'm not doing it. I don't like it. I don't like the smell. I didn't like for me. This is me. This is my point of view.
I was exactly the same.
Yeah, it just didn't fall in line with how I saw myself. Although in the 60s it was very sophisticated to smoke.
It was actually
Peter Stuyvesant and all these, they used to have these cigarette holders, didn't they? Do you remember them? And it was, if you smoke, you went to the south of France. Seriously, that's how it came across.
We watched The Saint. We were watching The Saint at the.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, he's smoking there 24/7. He doesn't stop. It's like a chain smoker. But it's stylish. He does it very stylishly.
Well, it was in them days. It was very stylish because nobody spoke about what they did to you. They just had. I mean, you understand it up to a point because they have a great life, don't they? Do what they want, drink scotch, and champagne, and it's just the high life. But it has its downfall later on. But let's talk about a few more things that this obesity can cause, and we're going to get into a bit more the mental side in another sort of program and that. But anxiety and severe depression.
Of course, that's a huge precursor.
Absolutely, I have absolutely no idea why that is, but I don't know. Maybe it's because of the lack of quality.
Yeah, I mean, again, anxiety and depression and stress. When you're in that state of mind, you're not thinking clearly, and what you're looking for is the easiest quick fix that you can attain. And this is something that I was leading to when I was asking you those questions now a moment ago, and then you kind of touched on the button there about what is your outcome. Yeah, it's also about. Are you looking at the quick fix, the short-term pleasure, or the long-term pleasure? What is your outcome? Yeah. Do you want to go for that scone or that croissant or that piece of cake or whatever the case may be, and have a quick, pleasurable, enjoyable bite now? Or do you want to wait a little bit longer perhaps and have something a little bit more nutritious, or even a fruit, for example?
Yeah.
Just people can't, they struggle to be able to, if you're feeling depressed and anxious and stressed and you open up that fridge door, the first thing you're going to look at are the pleasurable things. And people don't associate fruit, for example, with pleasure. They just don't.
Yeah. I have to say, when you open my fridge, I have nothing in there that is fattening.
Wow, good for you, man. And this
However,
has helped me, Paul. This has helped me. However,
I was going to say that I keep fruit close to hand, and the things I want in my life as a general basis, I keep close to hand.
Oh, good. You should do.
You know, I like a cheat now and then. I excuse me.
Hello.
That's very nice of you. Come and say hello, pussycat. Hello. You going now, are you? Oh no, you're just going to sit on my notes.
I just thought of that Tom Jones song. Hello, pussycat.
Oh yeah. I won't try and do a Tom Jones impression because I will fail dismally.
Everybody will fail dismally.
Let's see. Okay, so just for a few things, because we're only going to stay about 3 or 4 minutes now. Body pain is something that we deal with our business and that, and it's very, very, very important, because how well do you feel? Could you go and walk a mile and not have any after effects? Okay, one of the big things about being obese is mobility. Mobility, and if you do any form of walking, say a mile or 2 miles, after a little while, the heavier you are, the more toll it's going to take. And again, it's just about quality of life.
And also, to add to that, I mean, if you're obese, it's going to put strain on your back. It's going to put strain on your hips, which is going to eventually put strain on your calves
and your knees.
And your knees, which is like Thomas touched on the other day, but when I was talking about calves. And if you're a lady, okay, and you're obese, typically your breasts are going to be more enlarged because of fat, and that's going to be an additional add-on weight, okay, which is going to cause even more stress on your shoulders, on your neck, and all of these factors as well. So that just causes more and more pain, which is totally unnecessary. It really is unnecessary, and because the more pain now you're experiencing, the more depressed you're going to get, the more stressed you're going to get, the more anxious you're going to get.
Yeah. I think for people moving forward, I mean, there's a few do's and don'ts and things like that, and I think people probably know them. But
don't assume. Paul.
No, I'm going to I'll still go through them anyway. But
because you'll be surprised at how little people actually do know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I realise that, and we all need a kick up the arse sometimes.
No, that's the thing.
All of us.
Yeah.
But again, I lost my train of thought. I mean, no, I'm just, I just think that there's some little things you can do. The biggest, I know what I was going to say. Don't do anything draconian.
Don't do anything.
Personally, I think that's the worst thing you can do.
Don't do anything what?
Draconian. Don't do.
Oh, okay.
Don't try and climb Mount Everest in a day. You chip away. That's how you eat elephant, eating one bite at a time.
Which is not really a good analogy.
No, it's not. But I think you get what I'm talking about.
In the sense,
if you have a big task, you do it one little bit at a time.
Journey of 1,000 miles takes one step at a time.
Right. And I think that so don't suddenly go, oh, I'm not eating this anymore. No, cut down.
Yes.
Cut down.
And the same as smoking. Cut down.
Yeah.
You can cut down.
Oh, going back to that cooked breakfast I was talking about. One of the big reasons also, I just remembered it, was eating bacon. Yeah, precisely. Now, someone was cooking bacon the other day, and I was destroyed. Luckily, I held out.
One
held
second.
out.
Just bear with me one moment. One moment. I need to let the family in because they don't have a key. One
It's the
second.
pig. All right. Okay, mate.
1 second.
All right. Well, I'll carry on regardless.
It'll be 1
So,
second.
just a couple of other things. As I say, we're not going fully into it today, but things like osteoporosis. You know, it affects the bones also when you don't have a healthy diet and you're putting on
Yes,
lots of weight.
definitely.
And do you know what harm avoidance is?
What?
Harm avoidance.
Harm avoidance. Well, when you're avoiding anything that is displeasurable.
I think. See, I didn't check this one out. But harm avoidance, I think, is doing yourself harm. Doing yourself harm because you're so down about how you look or how you feel. You know, and again, it's another sort of area you should look at. I mean, some people get really down, you know, very quickly, and it's not like you're getting down because we all go through a little bit of sad stuff, and it's how quickly you can spring out of it and not go back into it all the time.
Yes.
If you continually are not feeling good, you got to do something. Then you may have to do something drastic, but not necessarily with your weight, but your thinking. You know, and I think you've got to, again. I know lots of people who are obese, and they're some of the best people you could ever meet in your life, and they're some of the happiest people you can meet in your life. You know, and sometimes you have to hold your tongue and not say a word. Now, I've seen other people lose weight, and they don't look half the person they were visually,
Yes, yes, yes.
and that's another problem. You know, so
Well, I mean, it's, and I'm not, and again, I'm not saying this in anybody in particular, because I mean, I don't know who you're talking about, but often I see people that are obese or overweight, fat, whatever you want to call it, and they come across as being very bubbly and happy and joyful and gregarious, but inside,
you don't know.
yeah, exactly. Inside, when they go home and they close that door, they start to beat themselves up. They start to
Yeah,
they start to come down hard on themselves, and then out come the cookies, and out comes this and the alcohol, and yeah. I mean, look, I enjoy a little bit of alcohol from time to time too, but again, it's like the cooked breakfast. If you're having it every day, what do you
yeah,
think it's going to do? Yeah,
yeah, absolutely, yeah,
yeah. I'll give you a prime example. When I was in my 20s, Paul, in my 20s, I was a restaurant manager. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
And almost every night without fail, I'd be drinking alcohol. Why? Because I was a restaurant manager. So I'd be drinking with customers from time to time, sitting at the table, having a beer or a glass of wine with them or tequila, especially late in the evening. Then the restaurant would close. And then I'd take my staff out and we'd go to a club, a late night club, and we'd just have fun and everything like that and enjoy. The next day I'd be up early in the morning, latest typically around 10 o'clock I'd be up, but I'd be up early in the morning. I'd be in the surf. I'd be bodyboarding in the surf. I'd probably go to the gym before I go back to work in the afternoon again. And so I was active. I was physically active, but my stomach, oh man, my stomach just didn't want to budge. It didn't want to go anywhere, you know, until I gave up on the alcohol.
yeah.
When I gave up on the alcohol, that all changed. And this is often the case with obese people.
Yeah.
Often I find, they resign the fact. It's like the majority of the masses. They resign themselves to a certain factor, and once they label themselves within that factor and they've resigned themselves to that, there's hardly any leeway for budging.
Yeah.
And you can't afford to do that. Yeah, especially when it comes to your weight. You can't afford to do that. You need to be able to give yourself the opportunity to just, and I want to touch on this before we close up, all right?
Yeah.
Is solutions for people. So anybody that does watch this, it's not a one size fits all solution, obviously not, because your obesity might be different is going to be different to everybody else's obesity case. However, if you wake up in the morning, first thing in the morning, and you get into the habit of looking at yourself in the mirror, and you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, today I'm going to do it. Today I'm going to do it. I'm going to live a healthy day. I'm going to have a healthy day today. I'm going to abstain from alcohol. I'm going to abstain from sweets. I'm going to abstain from chocolates. I'm going to abstain from all the pleasure or the comfort foods. You may not today, you may not tomorrow, and you may not next week, but if you keep doing it every single day, look at yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself and say, today I'm doing it. Today I do it. I'm abstaining. But if you just keep doing that day in and day out and day in and day out, eventually your subconscious will believe that, and it will start to create the environment around you where you do start abstaining from alcohol every day. You do start abstaining from all those comfort foods every day. But slowly, catch the monkey. Slowly, catch the monkey.
Yeah? I think just one thing. I think that you've got to be careful of the words you use. The words you use are really, really important. And things like, if I did it for running. So similar type of thing, in as much that the words you use have got to, you can't have any negative connotations, because your brain picks up the word. The brain doesn't care if it's positive or negative. So, if I'm going for a run, then it's a smooth run. It's a wonderful run. It's like, I'm going to do this easily. It's got to be in the positive tense. You wouldn't say to yourself, today's the day I'm going to give up smoking. Because what's the last word you say?
Give up. Well,
no, smoking.
Smoking. Yeah.
So you need to eliminate that word from your vocabulary. We all know that you're going to be thinking about the word smoke. We understand that, but I think if the phrases you say, like you said earlier, I'm going to have a healthy day today.
Well, look, if you were to say to yourself, it's like a very good friend of mine said this recently in a course that I attended of his. And he's a psychologist and he's a recovered addict and stuff like that, okay? And he said, for example, if you use AA as an example, he doesn't believe in the mantra that they use in AA when you stand up every time you say, hello, hi, I'm Warren Conley, I'm a recovering drug addict or alcoholic. No, you're not recovering. You are no longer an addict. The moment you identify with no longer being fat, you will start your journey towards no longer being fat.
That's right. Yeah. In other words, even taken to the degree, I'm something simple like I'm getting slimmer every day. Now it could be by a minute little bit, but because you'll be doing the positive things to do it.
You will eventually start.
You don't need to say the word. You don't need to say the word fat. You don't need to say the word obesity. You just do the things and say the things that you want to happen.
Yes.
And it's a play on words, but it's proven to work. So that's all I'll say. So,
however, again, you are right. You're 100% right. It's a play on words, but you said one word now, which many people use too often, which kind of because the universe will, as you say, no matter what words you use, the universe will reflect that back on you. And people say, I want to be slim. And the universe will say, yeah, of course you want to be slim. But when are you slim?
No, I think I used the words I'm getting slimmer every day.
Yes, but what you said was at the end was like what you want to see happen. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I said it I tried to say it in a positive way.
No, I didn't say you said that wrong.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that people use that word when they're trying to affirm something.
Yeah.
So typically very often people will say, I want this. No. You don't want nothing. You are. I don't yet drive an Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. But I have an Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio in my head. Because I don't want it. Because if I know if I keep saying I want an Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio, I'll never get it. I'll always be wanting it.
Yeah, but I went into the car showroom and said, I want to buy an Audi TT. Show me them.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very different, because that now you're there. You're saying, show it, give it to me now.
Now I go in and say, can I have a scooter?
Or you walk into Ferrari showroom and you say, I want a Fiat, please.
Yeah. Yeah. I want a Trabant.
A Trabant.
Trabant from East Germany. Yeah. So, yeah. So, I mean, it's a fascinating subject. Obesity is a fascinating subject, I think. And, you know, we are going to do some more structured things on obesity in the coming months.
Yes, we will be.
So we start our new thing next week, which we won't talk about now. But
why not? Why not?
Oh, okay, all right. If you've pressed me, let me.
Yeah, just
Okay.
create some curiosity for folks.
Okay. Well, this is our next 4 subjects, and they're all linked. The 4 linked together. Next week is about heart health. The week after will be about gut health.
Mm-hmm.
The third week, or the third synergy, as I call it, is brain health and healthy brain function. Yeah. And the 4th week is about inflammation.
Which kind of ties everything in together.
And if you take care of those 4
mm-hmm.
and do it in a specific way, then you'll be well on the way to getting healthy. That's all I'll say.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's the subject. And then probably the week after that, the 5th week, we'll be talking something to do with vegans and vegetarians.
Well, you know what I'd like to be talking about in the 5th week? People's successes that they've experienced over the previous 4 weeks.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right.
That have watched our videos.
So more like a follow-up.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
we do that.
That would be nice if we had some of our viewers giving us some of their feedback as to how they've experienced their life changing. Thanks, Randall. In light of what we're talking about, it would be nice to hear some feedback from them and see what comes from that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just a quick shout out to my friend Mukesh.
Yes, Mukesh.
I've got Mukesh as well. So yeah, absolutely. Let us know on here, or when you can put some reply on here of if you've got things that you want us to cover that we haven't done. And as I say, next week on Wednesday, we've got Randall, who's Randall Porter, and he's going to be talking about migraines because he's all trained up in that area.
No wonder why he likes the topics. He comes from a biased standpoint.
Absolutely, yeah. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So I'll be looking forward to that. And say next Friday we'll start our heart health. Next Friday. So
I look forward to that.
Yeah,
it's a very interesting subject.
Yeah. So just think about it. Last thing, think about where are you at the moment, health-wise, in all aspects. Okay. What are you going to do starting
now?
4:33 today? No. You know, what are you going to do to start getting fitter for you, not for anybody else? Because you to yourself is the most important thing. I'm not talking about family and children and things like that. I'm just talking about.
That's 100%. You're 100% right, Paul.
Yeah, you've got when you talk about things like obesity and getting healthy and wellness, it has to be selfish. Start off selfish because you can't teach it unless you do it. Okay, very important. Okay, so let us know how you get on, and that's about it. And we'll see you on next Wednesday if you're about. We'll talk about what I said.
Yeah.
Migraines. And next Friday is about heart health. So we look forward to seeing you. Please comment, like, share, do all you can. Help us along. So
I just want to leave a passing word here. To whoever is watching this, if you are experiencing obesity or you are over fat, you don't have to be obese, but if you are overweight and fat, and you want to do something about it, don't be so hard on yourself. Just take yourself a little bit lighter, and no pun intended there, but just be lighter on yourself. Just be easy on yourself, And remember that no matter how much the struggle is or the challenge is, it can be attained. Your goals can be achieved, and just make your goals bigger than you in order to achieve them. And as I said earlier in the video, just wake up in the morning and from the get-go, start affirming positive words into your psychology. Because day after day, week after week, eventually it will start to happen. Simple as that.
Yeah, I just that thing, I said about doing running. It's a fact. At the end of the run, I always say to myself, "It's a great run," and the time is immaterial. I mean, it might be a poor time, but I may have gone slower that day, but it's still a great run because I actually got up and got out there.
And you did it, yeah.
Yeah. So someone watching might have a different opinion, but I don't care.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's only you, right?
That's right. Yeah. So, all right, mate. Well, we're done. Hang on the line because we need to chat. So,
Yeah,
see you later, everyone. Have a great weekend.
have a lovely weekend, everybody.
If you need any help, call.
Yes.
See you later.